Nigeria open to partnership to expedite quest for food sufficiency and poverty reduction. Vice President Oshibajo reassures investors.
Our target is zero tolerance for air accidents.
Air traffic engineers across Africa brainstorm on improving safety in the continent airspace. Plus, federal government
Nigeria
launches national...
The WHO 2018 global report on non-communicable diseases shows an overall prevalence of 29%, with cardiovascular disease having a prevalence of 11%, cancer 4%, and diabetes 2%.
Plus, federal government launches national multi-sectoral plan to control rising cases of non-communicable diseases. Hello, welcome to NTN Network News at 9. I am Joseph Johnson in Abuja. Also reading with me tonight from our Lagos Network Center is Hinginu John Adams, and Kemi Oshin is in Ibadan. Well, let's begin with agriculture, because an overall investment of $16 to $20 billion is expected to be injected into the nation's economy over the next 4 years under an initiative known as the Agro-Industrial Initiative, with focus on crop production, forestry, fishery and livestock production. Towards achieving this, a delegation of Chinese investors is in the country at the instance of the African Development Bank to commence their processes of investing in Nigeria's agricultural sector. Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, while receiving the delegation, says the partnership is one that will deliver the kind of growth the country needs. And the Africa Development Bank, AFDB, is expediting an investment drive into the special agro-processing zones in Nigeria to exploit the full potentials of the agriculture sector. At a forum with Chinese investors in Abuja, AFDB's country director says it is an effort in line with Nigeria's quest to attain self-sufficiency and reduce poverty. Leah Katun Babatunde completes the story.
The African Development Bank is providing a veritable platform for investment in technology on one hand to cross-fertilize with available market space on the other hand, leveraging on available human resources. But the big question is, why China?
30 years ago, people didn't have cars in China, household, 35 years ago. But in a very short time, this country has transformed itself, has become a global player, and has actually lifted over 500 million people out of poverty.
This forum is in line with the AFDB's country strategic paper in Nigeria to support development of sound policy and social inclusion and support infrastructure. Out of the $5 billion active portfolio of the bank in the country, only 8% is in agriculture, propelling this private sector investment drive. The Chinese growth experience is one the AFDB and Nigeria is seeking to infuse in the industry to enhance food security.
Over the next 5 years, which is a level of investment of close to $6 billion across the board. In agriculture, I think we expect that over the next 5 years, we should be able to invest close to $1 billion.
A lot of very interested partners in China, and including the very large-scale companies and also some middle-sized companies, because of the advantages of the African continent. I'm sure there are more and more investors coming.
This process is aimed at removing barriers and granting potential investors access to the special agro-industrial processing zones that have started taking shape across the country following the federal government's agriculture advancement policy. In Abuja, Leah Katun Baba today, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government and African Development Bank Joint Agricultural Development Program has made tremendous impact on Nigeria's food production in the last 4 years. This is coming as the government pledges to strengthen the program through funding and staff capacity building. Musa Babali has details.
The federal government, in partnership with African Development Bank, introduced the Agriculture Transformation Agenda Support Program, with a view to changing the thinking of rural farmers from peasant to business-oriented farming. The focus of the program is commodity value chain alongside infrastructure development as some of its key components in 4 staple crop processing zones. The target beneficiaries of the program are smallholder farmers, mainly youth and women, to be trained along rice, sorghum and cassava value chains.
The program has contributed to the food and nutrition security, job and wealth creation objectives of Nigerian agricultural policy. About 299,615 jobs have been created compared to a target of 120,000.
A figure released by the National Office of the Program in Abuja indicates that more than 100,000 tons of food valued at 30 billion naira has been added to the national food supply in the last 3 years. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
To other matters now, air traffic engineers from across Africa have met in Abuja to brainstorm on how to improve safety in the aviation sector, as well as build capacity of its personnel. Joshua Jitu has this one.
Over the years, nations of Africa are said to have horrible incidences of air crashes leading to loss of lives. This gathering of air traffic engineers from across Africa is to build capacity of personnel who links air traffic controllers with the pilots. It is a peer review session as they share experiences and strive towards ensuring safety in the airspace.
As a young engineer, I faced some of these problems working on the radar systems, and it was a forum like this that I got the solutions to the problems that we have to resolve back home. So when I got home, it was easy resolving the situations.
There is also a call for licensing of air traffic safety electronics personnel (ATSEP) by the International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO) in order to enhance global safety.
The essence of this meeting will help us to make projections for the future, and we streamline on areas that we need to do more and to concentrate our energies in order that we can find improvements, because our target is zero tolerance for air accidents.
With the theme Aviation Safety and Licensing of ATSEP, participants are hopeful that the outcome of the regional meeting will improve air safety in the continent. In Abuja, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Talking security, Nigeria is to collaborate with the Bangladesh Armed Forces in the quest to develop the nation's military-industrial complex. This stopped deliberations when the Bangladesh High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mohammed Shamin Ashan, visited Army headquarters in Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has more.
Bangladesh has the second world largest shipbuilding industry, about 534 combat armored tanks, 18 self-propelled artillery guns, and has a military rated 57th in a list of 133 strong nations by the Global Firepower Index of 2017.
Our relation is marked by similarities in many
aspects. Bangladesh has a younger army established in 1971 compared to the Nigerian army, whose origin is traced to the global Hausa of 1862. The two militaries have experience to share, particularly in the areas of counter-insurgency operations.
The last National Defense College graduation, which Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari presided, the participant from Bangladesh got the award of the Chief of Defense Staff. This is quite commendable. Came tops among the international participants.
Currently working to conclude some agreements in some areas like foreign affairs consultations, cooperation in agriculture, cooperation in education, waiver of visa for diplomatic and official passports.
With 223 army officers trained in Bangladesh, the Chief of Army Staff noted that there are more possible areas for collaboration between the two armies. From the Nigerian Army headquarters in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And the Ogun State government has warned that it will not hesitate to destroy any property used by criminals for their heinous acts and also arrest owners of such properties for proper prosecution. The governor, Prince Dakpo Abiodun, stated this at a press briefing on the activities of kidnappers and successes recorded so far. Correspondent Lukman Adefeso reports.
For the past 2 weeks, kidnappers have been terrorizing residents of Ogun State, taking captive about 18 people. This made the State Police Command swing into action between the victims unhurt. Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, while briefing the media, assured that all necessary support will be provided for security agencies to secure every part of the state. He commended President Muhammadu Buhari for measures put in place to assist men of the Nigerian police in the rescue mission.
Let me use this opportunity to sound this very strong note of warning to our landlords and any property owners that any property or facility found to be serving as hideouts to criminals will not only be taken over, but we will demolish them. The landlords will also be arrested and handed over for prosecution for harboring criminals. We will consider and treat them as accomplices.
The Commissioner of Police, Bashir Makama, speaks on the arrests made so far.
Suspects are arrested and they are being investigated. Details will be made known to you as soon as it is over.
Meanwhile, the state government has ordered the immediate clearing of bushes around Shagamu or a road at least 25 meters.
A bit on the judiciary now. The Federal High Court, Abuja, has fixed August 8 to rule on an application by the Department of State Security Service, DSS, seeking an order to detain the convener of Revolution Now protests, Moyele Sowore, for 90 days. Pending the conclusion of its investigation. Sowore was arrested on Saturday morning by the DSS in a hotel in Lagos on account of the Revolution Now protest, which he spearheaded, and is currently being detained at the DSS facility. The ex-parte motion by the DSS is seeking a court order to detain Sowore beyond 48 hours of his arrest as required by law. And swearing in of all ministers designate by President Muhammadu Buhari has been scheduled for Wednesday, 21st August 2019 at the council chambers of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. A statement signed by Babatunde Lawal, Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Affairs Office in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation indicates that the induction retreat for the ministers designate earlier billed for August 15th and 16th is now rescheduled to hold on Monday 19th and Tuesday 20th August 2019. Now, controlling alarming rate of non-communicable diseases will come when we return. Stay with us.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, invites all ministers delegate, head of the Civil Service of the Federation, federal permanent secretaries and top government functionaries specifically invited to a 2-day induction retreat to be presided over by His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. To the retreat earlier publicized has been rescheduled as follows. Date Monday 19th to Tuesday 20th August 2019. Time 9 a.m. daily. Venue State House Conference Center, Presidential Villa, Abuja. The objectives of the retreat include to build a strong platform for synergy and teamwork, to sensitize appointees on the status of implementation of policies, programs and projects of the government from 2015 to date, acquaint the appointees on the roadmap for delivery of government priorities and next level agenda. Deepen the understanding of participants on best practices in conducting government business. The swearing-in of all ministers delegate by the President shall hold as follows. Date Wednesday, 21st August 2019. Time 11 a.m. Venue Federal Executive Council Chambers, Presidential Villa, Abuja. Attendance at both events is mandatory and strictly by invitation. Announcer Babatunde Lawal, Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Affairs Office, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation.
Bayes University is a fully licensed university operating since 2011 and has grown to have 32 accredited programs in 6 faculties. This includes Computer and Applied Sciences, Management and Social Sciences, Engineering, Environmental Sciences, Law, and Basic Medical Sciences. The university also offers postgraduate programs and foundation courses in a conducive learning environment with modern teaching facilities and high-quality national and international staff. Bayes University graduates have either progressed into respectable career positions or have obtained postgraduate degrees from different parts of the world with distinctions. Call or visit www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng. Bayes University, Abuja. Learn to live.
Ministry of Interior announces a new date for the ongoing sensitization conference for the Southeast and South-South geopolitical zone. The conference on the conduct of statutory marriage in accordance with the Marriage Act Cap M6 LFN 2004 as amended has the theme Achieving Harmonious Compliance in the Conduct of Statutory Marriages in Nigeria and is scheduled to hold on 14th August 2019. Venue Hotel Presidential, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Time 9 a.m. For further information, please contact Kazi on 0806 006 3666 or Maureen on 0816 445 7006. We regret any inconveniences these may have caused to all our invited guests. Announcer Georgina Ehuria, Permanent Secretary, Principal Registrar of Marriages in Nigeria.
Keep your white fabrics glowing whiter, your home sparkling and free from germs with Hypo. Make a dazzling impression every time and let your white speak for you.
My wife. Any other wife is a counterfeit. Oh, Mama.
Hypo. Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Now available in Lime Breeze.
Does Pick now have Pick 456?
Yes, Mom. It's for Bella.
Why does she have her own milk?
Mama, she's still growing, especially her brain. She needs the right nutrients to help her grow strong and smart.
Aha! 90% of brain development happens in the first 5 years of life. Like plants need certain nutrients to grow, kids need the right nutrients to grow up strong and smart. Peak 456 with DHA is specially formulated for children 4 to 6 years old to support brain development. Get them ready for what's ahead with Peak 456 with DHA to help them grow up strong and smart.
Now available in new pack and 16-gram sachet.
We want to buy Indomie noodles. 4 packs, please.
Yo.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, if it's not Indomie, don't call it Indomie.
Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy a delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste.
Taste is the difference.
Yes, difference is in the taste. Nothing tastes like my Indomie.
Indomie Super Pack, now available at 85 Naira. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good.
Hi, my name is Tomdala Raji. The 2019 edition of the Digital Summer Camp has been a wonderful experience so far.
Starting from the arrival of the participants to the opening ceremony and to different sports activities.
Which includes football, basketball, volleyball, dancing, aerobics and other educative activities.
Like inter-house quiz, debate competition and ICT trainings, where we use Supernova Studio to build mobile applications with the help of UI tools such as Sketch.
If you have not been part of this summer camp, you still have the opportunity to be part of this great experience.
On behalf of all the participants, we wish to invite you to the closing ceremony of this 2019,
which will hold on 8th of August 2019
at Naval Dockyard, Ahmadu Bello, Victoria Island, Lagos. Red carpet starts by 4 p.m. prompt.
It promises to be fun.
We look forward to having you around. Thank you.
You're still watching NTN Network News with me, Joseph Johnson, in Abuja. President Muhammadu Buhari deeply commiserates with the families of the students of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi State, who lost their lives following the collapse of a bridge at its Gubi campus after a downpour on Monday night. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Garba Shehu, President Buhari describes the incident as tragic, sad and unfortunate. He also condoles with the management, staff and students of the university. The President calls on the university authorities to prioritize the safety of students under their care. He expressed sadness that these future leaders and potential family benefactors met such an untimely end. He prays Almighty God to console the bereaved families, university community, grant speedy healing to the injured students and rest to the souls of the departed. For Nigeria to improve the Human Development Index and become one of the biggest economies in the world, challenges facing the North must be addressed, especially with regards to child welfare. This is the view of stakeholders in Kano at the Social Policy Workshop organized for commissioners and permanent secretaries of the 19 northern states. Muhammad Rabioli reports.
One of the problems confronting 19 northern states is the burden of out-of-school children and social inclusion, a phenomenon that needs urgent attention. Though the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari has taken systematic intervention to improve on Human Development Index. This meeting brought together commissioners and permanent secretaries from the Ministry of Budget and Planning to share experiences and fortunate ways of strengthening state capacity to ensure sustainability for child welfare.
For those children who are out of school, so they enable them to have access to education wherever they are. So all the barriers that exist today, whether it's about distance to school.
Other stakeholders believe that Nigeria can get it right with the support of development partners, especially in the areas of health, education, water and sanitation.
To develop a child means to develop a nation. So my take home is to make sure, take decisions, suggest ways of improving child development for our own state.
These are the lessons that we will definitely take home and then see where we can improve with regard to our own that we are currently undertaking.
At the end of the advocacy workshop, it is expected that sustainable inclusive growth of Nigerian child will be achieved through social policy. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Now, bridging the gap between industry players and the academia in the engineering profession for optimal results is being advocated. Also, efforts to commercialize research findings to achieve desired technological advancement in the country is being thinked on. Now, this was the main focus of discussion at the 4th National Engineering Students Competition in Abuja, as Justin Bemoye reports.
This is an automated irrigation, fertigation and hydroponic system. All it does is to mix nutrients on its own and it supplies it to the hydroponic channel or to the irrigation bed depending on what you want to do. And this system has sensors so that each plant can be grown without human interference. And also it has a voice control. So you can just speak to it, you don't need to be there. So even a disabled person can operate the system.
He is one of over 30 engineering students from 18 universities in Nigeria at the competition, organized by a committee of deans of engineering and technology of Nigerian universities. The exhibitors came with an array of technological innovation which seeks to implant science and technology in the realities of life to address challenges. Achieving practical solutions from the theories is what the experts in the field are keen about.
That we are in the universities, we are doing a lot of work and industry doesn't know. Number two, another face of the coin is that industry don't even contribute to researches in Nigerian universities. So we want them to come in.
Bridging the gap is very, very important between the academia and the industry. Because when you operate in silos, you alone, you don't know what is happening. But the moment there's synergy, there's collaboration, a lot of things go on. And there's a lot of innovation that goes with it.
Already, sectors like the Nigerian Television Authority and the Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited expressed willingness to immediately key into the call.
And I'm also happy when you talk about lecturers coming to do their sabbatical in the industry. I want to assure you this morning, NTA, the largest television network, is willing and ever ready to accept academicians.
Addressing irregularities and solving problems, which is core to the engineering profession in Nigeria, still looks a far cry, but hope is not lost. In Abuja, Justin Bemoye, NTA News.
young minds doing an amazing job there. Now, Nigeria's former military president, General Ibrahim Babangida, has described the country as a complex society which requires resilience of leaders to move forward. General Babangida was speaking when he received a delegation of People's Democratic Party (PDP) members from the House of Representatives, led by the minority leader Ndudi Elumelu at his hilltop residence in Minna. Suleiman Kodogi reports.
The delegation led by the minority leader Ndudi Elumelu visited the statesman to seek guidance. General Ibrahim Babangida says he will continue to have interest and contribute to the socio-economic advancement of the country. He applauded the leadership style of the 9th National Assembly despite political party differences in the interest of nation building.
What is important is the determination to remain very resilient in everything for the benefit of this country.
Earlier, the leader of the delegation and minority leader of the House, Ndudi Elumelu, intimated the former military president on their visit to, among other things, seek solution to some of the challenges bedeviling the country. On their relationship with the ruling APC government, the minority leader of the House explains that
we are there to represent the people and to ensure that the people have return on their votes. So, given that, what is expected of us is not to be over-antagonistic, but to give what they call constructive criticisms.
He noted that the objective of the 9th National Assembly is to ensure that Nigerians are provided with good governance. In Minna, Suleiman Kodogi.
The federal government has declared Monday 12th and Tuesday 13th of August as public holidays to mark the 2019 Eid AlKabir celebrations. In a statement by the Director of Press and Public Relations, Mohammed Manga, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, Georgina Ekoma Ehuria, calls on all Nigerians at home and in the diaspora to use the period of this year's Eid AlKabir celebration to embrace the virtues of love, humility, peace and sacrifice as exemplified by the Holy Prophet Muhammad. She urges Nigerians to shun any form of disruptive tendencies and join hands with the federal government to build a peaceful, strong and united Nigeria so as to achieve an enviable next level of growth and development. She reaffirms the determination of the President Muhammad Buhari-led administration to protect the lives and property of Nigerians, adding that security agencies under the ministry have been directed to ensure the provision of adequate security before, during and after the Eid AlKabir celebrations. And in preparation for Eid AlKabir, the Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) has commenced massive mobilization of its personnel for special patrol aimed at ensuring safer roads during the festive period and beyond. Oyemi Ajayi reports that the Corps Public Education Officer Bisi Kazim, not fewer than 35,000 FRSC regular and special marshals, 736 patrol vehicles, 120 ambulances, 25 tow trucks and 204 bikes have been deployed for the special operation that would commence from 9th to 16th August 2019. To ensure the effectiveness of the operations, Bisi Kazim says Corps Marshal Boboye Oyemi has directed commanding officers operating across various formations nationwide to ensure that the 52 corridors are properly manned throughout the period of the operations.
Learning discipline and construction area violation.
He advises motorists to endeavor to obey traffic laws and remain safety conscious to prevent avoidable road crashes and cooperate with the FRSC and other law enforcement agencies that would be deployed for traffic management duties. Findings show that deaths from non-communicable diseases are now at an alarming rate, with 71% of global deaths linked to these illnesses. Nigeria, like other middle and low-income countries, contributes more to these indices. To this end, the Ministry of Health is launching a national multi-sectoral action plan to prevent and control these diseases. Chimdi Mandubisi reports.
It has not been easy. 1 minute you're good to go, and the other minute is just pain.
36-year-old Abigail Benjamin narrating her ordeal as a sickle cell patient. Sickle cell disorder is a major contributor to non-communicable diseases burden in the African region, a condition that can lead to premature death. The World Health Organization says about 15 million people from low and middle income countries, Nigeria inclusive, die from these diseases, which are preventable if appropriate measures were put in place. These non-communicable diseases, which now include mental illnesses, cause low and middle income countries to lose about $7 trillion.
In Nigeria, the WHO 2018 global report on non-communicable diseases shows an overall prevalence of 29%, with cardiovascular disease having a prevalence of 11%, cancer 4%, and diabetes 2%.
We believe that the base healthcare provision fund and improving on community-based insurance scheme, reaching a lot of the people who live along the poverty lines, will help to contribute to address NCDs.
That's why the Ministry of Health is launching the National Multi-Sectorial Action Plan for the Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases. The plan forms a policy guideline towards reducing deaths between now and 2025. In Abuja, Chimdema Ndubisi, NTA News.
Ingenu in Lagos has more reports on our lineup. Ingenu.
Thank you, Joseph, and welcome to Lagos. The adaptation of artificial intelligence AI in the operations of oil and gas is estimated to hit approximately $2.85 billion by 2022. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Folashade Emi-Esan, stated this at a forum with industry players in Lagos. Abolade Salami reports.
The slow-paced adaptation of oil and gas industry to technology such as artificial intelligence and cloud computing in its operations, coupled with its adverse effect, formed part of discussion at this gathering. Industry players therefore suggested that it is imperative for oil and gas companies to embrace digitization in order to fast-track the capacity and potential of the industry by 2040.
The proliferation of AI in the oil and gas industry will lead to the development and revolutionary transformation of applications and tasks such as precision drilling, production optimization, reservoir management, inspection.
The aspiration to increase the country's oil production capacity to 3 million barrels per day and grow its reserves can only be achieved through collaborative efforts and the adaptation of technology.
We talk about growing reserves, production. But you can't do this without technology. And it's our ambition. We keep talking about increasing our reserves to 40 billion barrels proven. And also about increasing our production to 3 million barrels a day. We have been talking about this for many years. But this time we are determined. We will work together.
The Ministry of Petroleum Resources assured stakeholders of developing policies for the mainstreaming of artificial intelligence into the oil and gas operations in the country. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Food scientists and other key players in food processing and manufacturing are suggesting the inclusion of research into the nation's educational system. This, they believe, will help in addressing the challenges in the industry. Paul Omukago has details.
Research collaboration and industry linkages, a sustainable partnership, is the reason why food scientists and technologists are gathered in this hall.
They are of the opinion that the industry has what it takes to contribute to the gross domestic product of the country. Speakers at the lecture underscored the need for food scientists and other professionals in the value chain to collaborate with a view to strengthening all aspects of the industry.
We just have to come together to develop the value chain in order to create the necessary food security we are talking of, but more important, to alleviate poverty and create wealth in our country.
Research needs to be developed in the academia
and as well as collaborating with the industry.
Experts also made appeal for the president to assent to the charter bill to regulate the practice of food professionals in the country.
We've noticed over the years that that collaboration has not been there. We will ensure that we bring these two groups together.
If the industries have access and they to research results, the research will ensure what they come out with is of the highest quality.
Closing the gaps in the industry, they further emphasize, will facilitate the diversification of the economy. In Lagos, Paul Omukagu, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. More reports after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Activate your life, be who you want to be. Yeah, yeah. Time to get active. Yes, the time is now. Come on, get active. Oh, yeah. Yes, you can do it if you try. Come on.
Start an active life with the power of vegetables and fruits. Chivita Active. Be active. Do more.
Here is a very tough guy who knocks out every opponent. But now he's been knocked down by malaria.
Amatem soft gel.
Amatem soft gel.
Amatem soft gel makes treating malaria easy.
Daddy, when I had malaria in school, they gave me Amatem soft gel. It's soft and easy to swallow.
Amatem soft gel is a game changer.
Oh my God! Oh! The opponent is down! Only in round 1!
Are you Amatem for soft gel are good to combat malaria for body.
Available for adults and children. Say no to malaria. Yes to life.
I want to change my car to a better one, and I know one make them do me. I hear say company day, with it help me, so I no need worry. So I go to cars 45, them don't help me. Now I'm happy. Everybody see any feel where you want with your car. Buy, sell, swap. Take it to class 45. Buy, sell, swap. Better value in good time. Buy, sell, swap. All now it's class 45. Buy, sell, swap.
Cars45.com. Buy, sell, swap.
We're still watching NTN Network News, and we're back in Abuja. Well, we earlier told you that President Muhammadu Buhari commiserated with students of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University following the collapse of a building in the Bauchi main campus. The students over a collapsed building, I should say, in the school, which led to the death of 4 students after a heavy downpour. Muazu Hassan reports now.
The collapsed iron bridge, according to some students, was the major way that linked students to their hostel and lecture hall for many years now. The students face a lot of challenges before reaching their hostel due to the nature of the port they rely on. Therefore, the collapse of the bridge after the heavy rainfall, which lasted for about 4 hours, claimed the lives of some students, while some are still missing. In a press briefing, the management of the university confirmed the demise of 4 students, while they await more information on the other missing students.
While the full details of the occurrence are being awaited, the University Senate at an emergency meeting this morning, August 6, 2019, has decided to close the university in honor of the students.
In Bauchi, Muaz Hassan, NTA News.
Nigerian Customs Service Zone B Command Kaduna has intercepted contraband items worth about 1.5 billion naira. Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports.
This seizure by the Nigerian Customs Service containing more than 5,000 parboiled bags of rice being smuggled into the country through Kogi and Kaduna states remains one of the largest since the beginning of the year. About 2,000 bales of second-hand clothes, vegetable oil and different brands of vehicles were also among the seizures made by the command. In Kaduna, Muhammad Umar Jingi, NTA News.
We now go over to our Ibadan Network Center where Kemi Oshin is standing by with more stories on Network News. Kemi.
Thank you, Joseph, and a warm welcome to Ibadan. For agricultural investment to be sustained in Nigeria, farmers need to subscribe to agricultural insurance scheme. This was the opinion of stakeholders at the Agricultural Insurance Workshop for Farmers in the Southwest, organized by the House Committee on Agriculture in Ibadan. Dayo Gushola has the reports.
Expanding the frontiers of agricultural practice for the nation to be self-reliant in food production is one of the agenda of the current government. But in view of the fact that farming is practiced under unpredictable environment, subscribing to agricultural insurance is of utmost importance. The Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, in conjunction with House of Representatives Committee on Agriculture, brought together farmers in Southwest for sensitization on the benefits of agricultural insurance.
It is very important that our farmers know that without insurance, it is as if the farmers are committing suicide, because that is the backbone of any investment.
Farmers expressed delight that the workshop has helped in changing misconception on insurance scheme.
A lot of education we derived from the training, from NAIC, which completely we are ignorant of.
We are going home to download the information to other farmers, and it's going to improve our life because many of us have been incurring losses. We don't know how to go about it.
They can still do better, especially in the areas of getting outside the state capital.
The workshop provided opportunities for farmers to ask questions bordering on the operation of Insurance Corporation in Ibadan. Dayo Gunshola, NTA News.
And in a bid to create job opportunities for youth, the Federal Ministry of Education has embarked on promoting technical and vocational education through Enlightenment campaign. Correspondent Lukman Hassan reports that an advocacy program was organized in Ibadan for people of the southwest of the country on importance of innovation enterprise institutions.
Innovation Enterprise Institutions was created under the Tertiary Education Department, Federal Ministry of Education, to advance the teaching and learning of technical and vocational skills in the country. This, the government believes, is the bedrock of developing the nation's economy through creation of jobs for its youth. Currently, about 150 innovation enterprise institutions have been licensed to operate and provide middle-level manpower to award a national innovation diploma.
For you to develop as a country, you must have the necessary technological base. And you can't have technology without the skills.
If we develop this concept as we are doing, is going to expand access to technical and vocational education at the tertiary level.
For everybody that is undergoing any program in tertiary institutions, such a candidate, a student, must be brought on the platform of the national data for proper and adequate planning.
The theme for the advocacy forum, which drew major stakeholders, is empowering Nigerian youth through enterprise institutions. In Ibadan, Lukman Hassan, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. It's back to Joseph in Abuja for the continuation of Network News.
Thank you, Kemi. Readers, they say, are leaders, and for this reason, the Director General of the Nigeria Television Authority, while speaking at a book launch in Abuja, urged children and adults alike to embrace good reading culture, which he says will encourage good knowledge of the nation's history. Daniel Aderi was there in our reports.
The pen is said to be mightier than the sword. It is for this reason that Cecilia Etong, a staff of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, thought it fit to contribute her quota to the fight against corruption through 2 books titled Corruption Must Go and Elama the Gluten, and other short stories as literature for children.
It's the children I want to encourage. Let them come out and write. Writers should come out to write stories to encourage other children.
Lauding the effort of the author, Director General of NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, noted that corruption remains a societal menace which must be stopped at all cost.
The first instruction the Almighty passed to the Holy Prophet of Islam, the Prophet Muhammad, is read. He did not say pray or give alms. It was an instruction. Ikra. Ikra means read.
To be here, it just shows that some of the seeds we sowed are being watered, and that there is still an encouragement for intellectualism, for creativity, and for utilization of talent and imagination.
Other speakers at the event encouraged parents to provide conducive reading environments for children to facilitate self-development through literature. In Abuja, Daniel Adiriye, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the dream of most students is to one day become an expert in their different fields of endeavor, hopefully after going through university and other higher institutions. This notion is not an exception for some students from the Abubakar Tafawa University, Bauchi, when they paid a visit to the Nigerian Television Authority headquarters in Abuja. Ruth Aguele reports.
As Africa's largest television network, NTA is known to not only build its capacity for better coverage, but also always ready to inspire younger minds who someday find themselves in the field of broadcasting or related fields. These young brilliant minds are from the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, from the Department of Industrial Design. Their visit to NTA is to get a practical and deeper knowledge of what they are taught in school. The Assistant Director of News Repertorial, Mohammed Ali, is their tour guide around the different units of the organization. Their first point of call was the network newsroom, where they were taken through the rigorous process of production.
Every punctuation requires an action. If that is a comma, you have to breathe. If that is a full stop, you have to stop. So that action of stopping takes a particular time.
Their area of interest, which is their course of study, graphics design, was also another point of call. Jira Joseph is a 500-level student of industrial design. After school, she hopes to go into printing with specialization on graphics.
Before it was still graphics and printing I mostly do, but coming here it has expanded my knowledge.
Most of the theoretical things that I was taught in school, thank God I see them here in practical.
And we've been able to come and see, and also they help us demonstrate some of those things.
They say knowledge gained is knowledge shared. These students hope to share their experience with their coursemates when they go back to school. In Abuja, Ruth Aguela, NTA News.
Well, let's take you to Saudi Arabia because authorities there are putting finishing touches at various locations designated by Prophet Muhammad for the conduct of Hajj rites by pilgrims. Lamia Ali reports from the holy city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia.
Located 2 kilometers away from the holy city of Mecca, the sites where all pilgrims will converge to perform parts of the Hajj rites include Muna, Arafat and Muzdalifah. Information made available by the Saudi Ministry of Hajj and Umrah indicates that 46,000 personnel from across agencies of government have been drafted to provide pilgrims with best of services in order to perform the religious rites in ease. Officials from relevant establishments in Saudi Arabia have also been holding meetings with representatives of Hajj commissions of participating countries, including Nigeria, for briefings on new measures adopted for crowd control.
The whole ministry, the whole organ of organizers of the Hajj are concerned and are very, very particular about Nigeria.
Meanwhile, more pilgrims are arriving in Mecca to perform Umrah, preparatory to the commencement of Hajj. In Mecca, Saudi Arabia, Lami Ali, NTA News.
A week-long International Women's Prayer and Leadership Conference of Wailing Women Worldwide, cutting across different denominations from 35 nations, is holding in Rivers State. The program is anchored on the theme, Prepare Ye the Way of the Lord.
The week-long program, the 19th in the series of conferences over the years, also marks the group's 21st anniversary. Women drawn from 35 countries across 6 continents gather to praise God while also interceding for families, the church and the nations. Key in the minds of the organizers include the need to inculcate in the participants godly values towards influencing the leadership of their nations.
When women gather to pray and they ask God for certain things, God answers.
Professor Vincent Anibogu, in his message titled Prepare Ye the Way of the Lord, advanced the essence of character and value re-evaluation to enjoy God's glory. A number of the participants are coming to Nigeria for the first time with hopes that the lessons from the conference will help their nations overcome the challenges of nationhood.
It's my first time coming here. I wanted to come to Africa. I knew that God would show up and do something great.
Mover de Deus.
I see the move of God.
É tremendo.
It's too much here.
To all of you who have brought in this message to enthrone peace and the prosperity here. So we are so happy.
The conference will feature workshops, free medical outreach, drama and documentary series on the group's successes so far. From Abara, Eche local government area, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
Still to come on the news is sports, but that's after these messages. Stay with us.
The management of Miriam Abacha American University, Maradi, Nigeria Republic, the first bilingual university in sub-Saharan university in Africa, condoles with the federal government of Nigeria, people and government of Zamfara and Niger State, that of the state of Maradi in Nigeria Republic, as well as parents and loved ones of the 3 students of the university who lost their lives in a ghastly motor accident along Sokoto-Goso Road. The management of the university described the death of the 3 students who have just graduated, Abdurrahman Babayo Suleja, Munir Musa Lawal Dere, and Muhammad Lawal Damai, as a great loss not only to their parents but to the university and the country at large. The university management prayed Almighty Allah to grant the deceased rest in Al-Jannah Firdaus, and the parents and the entire university community the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. Miriam Abacha American University will continue to remember your dedication to studies and commitment while alive. Signed, Management.
Tonight on NTA Tuesday Live, the proscribed Islamic movement in Nigeria, IMN, comes on. Plus, revolution in the face of national security, all sides of the opinion. On NTA Tuesday Live at 10:30. Join us.
With heavy hearts but total submission to the will of God Almighty, we announce the passing on to glory of our beloved brother, husband, father, uncle, cousin, and nephew, Akinloye Olusegun Joseph Oyebanji, who slept in the Lord on July 27, 2019. Burial arrangements. Service of songs on August 8 at NTA Arena, NTA headquarters at 4 p.m. This will be followed by a Christian wake on August 15 at Akinloye's residence, Kionigbi, Isin local government area of Kwara State, at 5 p.m. Funeral service and Thanksgiving held on August 16 at All Saints Anglican Church, Okionigbi at 10 a.m. before interment at the church spirit ground at Okionigbi in Kwara State. Rest in peace, Akinloye Oyebanji. Signed, Olubumi Oyebanji for the family.
Well, let's get to some of the reports from around the world now.
Hello and a warm welcome to this segment of the news. Relatives of people murdered under the regime of the Gambia's former ruler, Yahya Jammeh, have expressed outrage over the release of 3 self-confessed assassins. The men, who were members of a paramilitary unit known as the Junglers, were freed from army custody 2 weeks after appearing before the Gambia Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission, TRRC. And in Libya, at least 42 people have died in a drone strike carried out by the forces of rebel General Khalifa Haftar in southwestern parts of the country. Local officials say the strike hit a town hall meeting in the town of Muzak. General Haftar's forces, which are based in eastern Libya, say they targeted the town late Sunday but denied targeting civilians. In another development, at least 8 people, including service personnel, were injured in huge blast at the Russia's arms depot in Siberia following an explosion near the town Ashenesk. The depot reportedly contained tens of thousands of artillery shells. Witnesses posted videos of balls of flame and black smoke, which started during the day and continued after the dark. And that's the package. Many thanks for your time. I'm Obiageli Ugoke.
And in sports, a 5-man inspection team from World Football governing body FIFA begins in Lagos State for a 4-day inspection of facilities and equipment on the proposed hosting of the 10th FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup Championship by Nigeria in 2020. Olumide Guntala has this and more on Sports Update.